Okay, guys, what is up, everybody? Welcome to another Game Talks podcast. I appreciate everybody for being here tonight. We got Brimstone over on the right of me, the left of me. Sorry, the left of me. I'm trying to do what Brimstone does and failing freaking miserably. Brimstone's taking a chill break from streaming it, so he's like, Rev, to the batter's box you go, buddy. Segue to Brimstone. Say hello, Brimstone.
Hello, Brimstone. No, I'm just kidding. What's going on, guys?
Uh-oh. Okay, we're good. All right, cool. All right, sorry about that, guys. Not full screen. My bad. That was my bad. You got to see what we're going to be playing here in a second. A little bit of a learn as we go moment. So this is Trey Hendricks, guys. We're going to play a little Cages. His newest music video. And at the end, we're going to play some XP. And we'll take you out with some XP at the end of it. Shout out to both of those individuals. Both make good music, and we love good music. So, on the Game Talks podcast.
That we do.
It's your boy Trey Hendricks in the mix.
Well, we got. Oh yeah. You're listening to that right now, right?
In the batter's box and hit a home run every time. It don't work like that. You gotta hit them cages. You ain't me. Yo, it's Trey. My first game, yeah, I struck out, cried in the dugout. Coach said, boy, you better hush now. Yo, Trey, it's your time to shine. Next at bat was a line drive down the line. Yo. Next thing, and I'm sprinting. Praying if it don't work, it's gonna be a long weekend. Yeah, it is. Already round the first, and my feet hurt. Sliding through second, and you know I did it feet first. Ball beat me, so I'm out, and I wanna pout. Hearing all the boos from the crowd make me wanna shout. But something told me, Trey, just keep pushing. Next day, hit the cages where I went looking for a fastball, change up, curveball. Trey, you won't make it. Trey, you suck, man, I heard it all. Gotta thank the cages, cause they made me. Special shout out to the cages, cause they paid me. I be really in the game, you just a bat boy. How you say you getting money when your pockets looking flat, boy, fat boy, weighing like 240 pounds, and a shot you.
And that is Cages, by the way. I just want to play a little short of it. Usually we play it at the very beginning of the show, usually a music piece from XP. Thought I would change it up a little bit this week. I know I'm not the best host in the world, but we'll get better at it.
You are learning, sir. It is fine.
We're learning as we go. Oh, there we go. And yeah, looking at the channel here, are we live? Is that the $1 million question? Are we live? It says we are. Okay, we are live. All right, cool. Just making sure we're live. Oh, we're live. All right, Jack Williams. What's up, buddy? How you doing, Jack, this weekend? And yeah, what's on the mind at Brimstone? Drinking that beer. There you go. Got a beer going on. Got the vape going on. Killing the vape game. There we go.
That I am there, Rev.
You know, between the water and the vape. There you go. We're killing both. We're killing the water game. He's killing the Corona game. You know, beer of choice.
It is quite the game to kill sometimes. No, you know what? Sometimes you don't always want wheat in your beer. Sometimes you want that goat piss. Sometimes that goat piss is tasty. You know what I mean? Like, goat piss. You just want a beer that's going to fuck you up, you know, not too harshly, but fast.
Are you actually drinking an alcohol? Or are you actually drinking an alcohol?
Yeah.
Beverage?
Yes, I am, sir.
So anyway, Brimstone's got some announcements that we should be making early.
Which ones?
You're excited. We got a vape channel coming up.
Oh yeah, so we're gonna call it, we did decide on that name, right? Like we both agreed that name is gonna be.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hybrid of gaming and vaping, so it's gonna be fun.
The vape game is what we call it. I know people are gonna be like, but you know that bigger YouTuber already like laid claim to the, you know, he already kind of created. But you know what? I'm gonna pioneer that shit. I don't give a fuck. He didn't go out and buy a copyright on it. So the vape game is gonna be a all-in-one gaming / vaping channel where we do discussion pieces on Smock product or whatever product we've, you know, we're gonna end up with a lot of product. In other words, we're gonna end up buying some shit just to try it.
Well, for me, it's going to be mostly buying vape juices and just giving you guys a little taste. I may be writing some pieces. I like writing a lot. So we'll have maybe the vape game, .net or something. Maybe we'll use one of those, or maybe we'll just do it off the page and just write reviews straight up and you guys can view it and read it and whatnot. Gaming wise, me and Brimstone are buying the same games this year. So you guys are going to hear a lot of stuff. Game-wise, we're going to go on in depth, maybe do some gaming videos together with some footage, like we used to do.
Yep.
We're kind of paying homage to a lot of old things that we did, and why not do it with some vaping involved? So I think it'll be...
Vaping is probably, the most new thing that we've gotten into, because it's always been gaming for us. It's never really been anything else besides gaming, and this is a nice little addition, I think. I mean... so far, I really like this product. I really do. I've thought about, talking to people about vaping over smoking cigarettes because I live in an area predominantly ran by smokers. And
yep.
A lot of these people are so set in their ways that they look at this as, you being a pussy. They look at this as pussy stuff. And it's but if it saves your lungs, is it really that bad of a thing? You know what I mean? Do you want cancer or do you want popcorn lung, pretty much? What do you want? At least with popcorn lung, you'll survive. Cancer, you won't survive.
So next week on the show, if Brimstone still allows me to do what we're doing now, this kind of format like this, next week I'll have it set through my capture card. And I'll have my audio going through my main PC. And you'll hear a different, I have two sources. So if you can stand a little bit of the little white noise that happens, little static noise on here, you guys will get the clear audio of me talking, but he'll get a little static. It's just a tad static. It's a little in the background. If you can get over that, I'll do it through the capture card next week, and it'll look so I don't have to keep switching between things. So I can because doing this on one PC right now, one PC with one monitor is really hard. Trying to switch between things. So I get why dual monitors are where it's at. So next week I'll do it on the main monitor. If you guys like this way of me doing it, then we'll continue. And Brimstone gets to chillax and read the chat, which is great. And he can game at the same time. So it's a win-win.
Bacon soda. I don't know about that, dude. I've never tried bacon soda. The only thing that was abnormal for bacon was on a donut this past week, and it was fucking delicious.
I like bacon, but I don't think
bacon soda. I don't
know. I don't know about that. And if you guys want on the vape game, if you guys want some food stuff, we could definitely, bring in some food into it as well. It doesn't have to be about bacon. I will bust
out Five Guys in this bitch. I will bust out In-N-Out.
Yeah.
Bust out Domino's at 2 a.m. before they close.
What about Rocket Piss? Oh my god. Oh my god.
What's Rocket Piss?
Do you mean Natty Ice? Natural Select Light?
Ugh.
That shit that you put in a bottle in a glass and you're just like, what the fuck is this shit? But anyway, so in tech news, if you guys haven't heard it, I don't know, Brimstone has, Samsung is releasing 2 new phones. The Galaxy Note Plus, the 10 Plus, and the regular Note 10. 2 phones, tech news-wise.
Is it going to be a flip foldable 360?
No, it's actually going to be
980 gyro operated.
Yeah, no. So get this, right? So Samsung released 2. The leaks are out. The full specs are out on this phone. So it's going to be running. One's going to be a 6.8 screen, and then the other one's going to be a 6.9. So one's going to be 1440p OLED display with 60 hertz. The other one's going to be OLED 1080p.
I'm so excited. Not really, no.
And the 6.9 is going to be, I think it's the 6.8 or 6.9, is going to be 1440p, 60 FPS. Both phones are the same, so keep this in mind, minus some features. So both of these phones are going to use SD micro cards, so you can expand your storage. Both are going to have, 855 plus processors, right? Technically. And one's going to have 8 gigs of RAM while the other one's going to have 12. And both are using Snapdragon processors. Get this. One is going to have, the pin is going to be able to do gestures. So, like, you can basically move your hands in front of the phone on the Plus version and do gestures. And the other one's not. So, that's the difference between the two.
It's still going to be like $2,000.
Well, rumor has it the one's going to be like $800 and the other one's going to be $1,200. And keep this in mind, too. They're doing the hole punch in the middle for the camera. Hole punch in the middle. Because, Samsung and their weird ways of putting the front-facing camera. And they're also going to be using no earphone jack, no headphone jack at all. So to all you guys out there that are saying Apple's the devil for doing it, fuck Apple. They're a monster. Samsung's doing it. Going forward, they're saying no more headphone jacks on their phones.
You mean this Apple? This one right here is the devil.
Yeah, because they
taste so good.
Because
Bro, here's the thing, right? Like, I used to be so excited. For like Samsung product announcements.
Yeah.
Because at the time they were truly innovating on the Android side. Like, they were being the pioneers of the Android platform, and nothing could touch them, right?
Yeah.
Now they're just getting more expensive. They're not getting any real better performance-wise when it comes to the software. Their prices are continuously skyrocketing. They're not really building these things for people to utilize in the way that you and I utilize our phones every day. Like, I mean,
to me,
they're not the innovators anymore like they used to be.
To me, and I said this, what is up with the whole beef with the whole earphone? All companies are doing the headphone jack. Sorry, I call it earphone jack. My bad. Headphone jack. They're getting rid of it on every phone. They're giving you a dongle. And you know why they're doing it? They're selling you to their product, to their Bluetooth products. That's what it is. They got to make more money out the door.
But you know what, though? Like, you and I both know there's tons and tons and tons of name brand, awful brands of Bluetooth that's available, dude. Like, there is, and some of them are cheaper than when you were buying these headphones with the jack on them. Like, it's almost more cost efficient just to buy a Bluetooth headset, dude.
Yeah. So Samsung is literally going the way of Apple, and I'm not surprised. Wasn't surprised when I saw the leaks. I'm not surprised what Samsung's doing going forward. Mm-hmm. I think, you know what? A lot of phone manufacturers are going this way. And keep this in mind. So the Apple leaks are out too as well with that square camera. You've seen it. It looks cool to me. I think it's different. Apple's doing different things. Guess who's copying them and making it worse? Google Pixel. They are copying the iPhone straight out the box, and then they showed a leak of what it's going to look like, the bezels. And
but you know what, though? Usually I wouldn't have any problems with that because Google at one point had the best camera on the market.
Yes, they did.
And they copied iPhone and Samsung. Like, they copied their lens style. They copied their the way the actual image processes. Like, they did everything almost verbatim that those two did. So, like, it wasn't really that big of a deal to me as to them copying. But I don't feel like they're going to capitalize on it like they did in the past 2 iterations.
And what is up with all these phone manufacturers doing air gestures, man? What am I going to be waving at my phone next? Like, oh, hey, to unlock my phone, I got to wave at the damn bitch. Like, let me just karate chop my phone.
Bro, here you are, right? You're on your phone. You're like looking at messages. You want to message somebody. You're like, dude, can you imagine like being in a grocery store and like a mom and her kid walks by and and the kid's like looking at you like you're a creeper. And the mom's like, blocking your kid's eyes and running down the aisle.
Like, who was
Like, I
asking?
wasn't doing it for that. I was trying to unlock my phone. I'm sorry.
Like, who was asking for AI gestures to begin with? Like, I think phones are gone way too far with features.
But don't you know, it's all about that deep AI super sampling.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Google's recording everything you're doing and selling it off to somebody. Keep that in mind.
I mean, if they're really doing that, dude, there's gonna be a lot of M-rated shit.
You know, Epic Games is bad, right? You know, keep this in mind. But Google's tracking every freaking fucking thing you're doing. Just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. You know.
I knew you were gonna bring up the Epic shit.
Hey! I can't help myself when everything is tracking you, man. Like, you might just cut your Ethernet cord off your computer at that point. You know. Speaking, he's playing with his cork opener. There you go. He's doing the spread angel. There you go. The spread angel. There you go.
I'm a professional gynecologist. How may I help you?
But you know, it's it's funny. Well, I'll say this to everybody: if you're gonna delete your services, you might as just not have internet. If you're gonna, because
don't have internet, don't have an iPhone, don't buy Android, don't have a Facebook, don't have a Google Plus account, definitely don't have Twitter, Tumblr, or Instagram. Don't do any of those things ever again, and you'll be good.
Well, iPhone, at least they don't share your data out with everybody.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that, but they still track your shit though.
Yes, they do. That is true. Very much true. And
even if they don't sell it or not, you know what I mean? It's still kind of creepy, but whatever.
So just keep that in mind. If you're really, really worried about your data being tracked. So what else are we talking about this week on the show? We were talking about
Xbox is getting a new skin.
Hell yeah, Xbox is getting a definite new skin. According to PC World, Windows 10 once again and Microsoft's Xbox are getting a re-overhaul of design. So I said this to Brimstone earlier this morning, when he was waking up because he was getting ready for work, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. I got to send it to him, because everything Brimstone was talking about last night is happening. Like, all of his wishes he was talking about last night when we were playing Gears, the tech test, beta tech test, however you want to slice it and dice it, is happening.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I woke up to an article, and I was like, I got to send this to Brim. Like, oh, my God, this is, like, his wish is happening. It's in the insider builds right now of Windows. So if you have insider builds, you get the new layout and everything. And so for what I saw in it, the Xbox is looking like they're going the simplistic direction.
Yeah.
Like, they're making your games like the home screen technically. So like PlayStation does in a way where it shows it all. And then you have, like, it's not buried into menus at all. Like, it's not buried. And then you also have, on the Microsoft side, there's no more, like, having to dig into settings for certain things. It's going to be all on the Windows button. When you click on it and you hit the cogwheel, it'll be there. So there's no more having to have tons of windows open to get to settings that you're trying to do. They're making it simplistic, and I like that. That is now, I know it's going to be an update, a service update of some sort. I hope when they bring out this update to everything, they don't break something. Because Windows is so broken right now. Like, graphics cards are, like, effing up. Webcams are effing up. Microphones are effing up. Everybody I've talked to has either had a problem with a graphics card, something to do with OBS, something to do with something because of all of this updating. Let's see. Is a few sites I will be using. Don't give a fuck what any companies are about. Give crap?
Gab. He's talking about Gab. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm on Gab. It's all right. It's kind of like a good Twitter alternative, kind of like what Mastodon is.
Okay.
Like, they don't really censor you. They can't really control what you say. They don't want to. If they disagree with you, they just ignore you pretty much. You know what I mean? Kind of like how free speech is supposed to work.
Well, technically, you got to take criticism, and that's life. That's the internet.
Yup.
If you're gonna sit and ignore everything, like if that site's gonna do that, then what's the point? Like if I want to go tell somebody they're wrong.
Well, no, like so I'm talking about from the perspective of how Twitter, like if you try to criticize somebody, Twitter will actually come over and block your shit. You know what I mean? Instead of that person having the balls to confront you, Twitter, all you gotta do is report the account, and Twitter will block their shit forever. Like
Okay.
you can actually get accounts taken down that way. And with Gab, it's not like that. Gab and Mastodon, they really allow you to criticize, and if the person chooses to respond to you, by all means, they're going to respond to you. But they can't just report you for every little thing to get your account taken down. Gab actually goes, so does Mastodon, actually goes to look into this shit. And 9 times out of 10, they just ignore it because they know it's not that big of a deal. So that's cool.
Here's the thing, though, with those things. It's kind of like BitChute in a way. Like, talking about BitChute, Jack, speaking of it, I don't know, like, I want to love these, like, third-party alternatives, but at the same time, they're not growing as fast as, like, what is a Twitter? What is a YouTube? Like, people, when you say BitChute, people are like, what is that?
What the fuck's that?
What the fuck's that? It doesn't roll off the tongue properly. That's why those sites are not growing as fast as they should be. Because a lot of people, like the majority of people, just don't know what it is. The average watcher of content is not going, what is a BitChute? They're not asking. They're going, what's on YouTube right now? What's going on? You know what I mean? Like the Gabs of the world, the Twitter alternatives. You're not hearing the average. You're not hearing the average viewer.
There's literally nobody talking about BitChute in my circles. Like, of course, like GoGet, he talks about it sometimes. I know you guys had a conversation about it a while back.
Well, I tried BitChute.
Aside from like you guys in my circle, like nobody really talks about BitChute. No one cares.
Like BitChute, honestly, like literally, it's great. I think it's a great alternative. So is Dailymotion to me. Is a good alternative to YouTube, but it's the but though. I don't like how you have to donate and they make it so difficult to donate to get those features, to support the site.
Plus, I'm just not down with cryptocurrency, dude. Like, I could give 2 fucks about cryptocurrency. Like, cryptocurrency at this point in stage of the game could literally go die tomorrow.
What happened with VidMe was the VidMe thing. VidMe died on its own record. They tried to not charge anybody to support them, and they said, well, screw the ad revenues, like things to come on in and censor everybody. And they went, here's our middle finger. We're going to be the anti-establishment. And that never works. Being an anti-establishment never works.
It was respectable, right?
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was respectable for them to sticking with their guns, which I wish YouTube would have done. Like, YouTube made a promise a long time ago that it would have its back, it would have its creators' backs. Because back then, they were in that mindset of, without us, there's no them.
Right.
And then these advertisers came out of the woodwork saying we're going to leave, and now all of a sudden it's, okay, so fuck our creators. It's about our advertisers, and they're shooting their right foot to cripple their left, and it doesn't make any fucking sense.
Right.
And that's what I liked about VidMe. VidMe was like pretty much giving you the big fuck you to YouTube.
Yeah, but the problem was,
and they stuck with it though. They didn't cave. That's what I loved about it.
I liked VidMe. I was growing on VidMe pretty hard before they went down.
I got some pretty good views. Yeah, I got some pretty decent views.
I was there. I was
your videos over.
I was there at the very beginning of it. I was growing tenfolds over what was happening on YouTube and Twitch. Well, here was the problem with it though. When you have that, you need to have money behind it of some sort to keep the servers going, and they just didn't have it at that time.
Because nobody was wanting to pitch in. Everybody was like, "Oh yeah, this is gonna be the next big thing. It's gonna fucking hurt YouTube." And it hurt YouTube. It didn't kill it.
Well, what VidMe needed to do,
it scratched it. Maybe you know what I mean.
What VidMe needed to do was put ads on the side of their website, You see, they didn't need to put ad revenue stuff on videos. They didn't need to sanction it. They should have just put like what other sites do is, add stuff off to the side. I would have been fine with that.
I don't know why they didn't. My thing was, like, why didn't they try to push the whole VidMe thing on YouTube? You saw maybe 3 or 4 videos on YouTube. That was it. Like, and they did well, too. Like, they were getting views. People were actually supporting the idea. But, like, they weren't... Like, why not get paid by your competitor? You know what I mean? And, like, they just weren't pushing enough videos to keep up with demand, and they should have.
Well, VidMe didn't really go out there and spread the message. They just expected people to do it.
No, I found that shit by accident, dude.
Yeah. Ads are being asshole at this point. It depends. It depends.
It depends on who the ads are. Like, I know Sam Walton, the owner of Walmart and Sam's Club, he had mentioned that after, like, that one dude's video, he was going to pull out of YouTube. Target didn't really let it bother them. Nike said they were pulling out. Reebok said they were pulling out. Like, I mean, a lot of tech companies were, like, on the verge of leaving. But you know what, though? Like, these companies, just like YouTube, don't even realize, like, if it wasn't for YouTube, because the way of, like, traditional media is dying.
Yeah.
It's been dying. It has been... I mean, these dish companies have been fucking hemorrhaging money since the likes of Netflix and Hulu and Amazon Prime existed.
What hurts the mainstream... Okay, so I've had this debate. I've had this argument with people. Written media is dying. Like, it is dying to a fact of it's just dying. Like, The Verge, that kind of medium is dying. Like, we can sit here, where are we going first to get our shit? We're not getting it. We're not getting benchmarks from a website. We're getting it straight from, like, Jay's 2 cents. Things like that. We're not getting it from, a written article anymore. The written articles are dying. Like, straight up dying.
Yeah, especially since most of these sites that write, like, they've had the biggest hissy fit because of this dynamic. That they have gone full SJW crazy. Like, they've been attacking their own audiences, right? Like, it's like, what's the point of supporting that sort of media if, like you said, you could go to YouTube. Just go to YouTube and be like, oh, how do I don't know, fix my vape pen?
Well, that's the new
stuff
form.
Like that.
That's the new form of media, though. If you think about it.
Or who should I listen to when it comes to smock products? Like, instead of writing, there's no longer a vested interest for somebody to make an account on a major website, or used to be a major website, and read articles. Like, there's just it's slowly dwindling away. And you look at sites like Machinima. Like, nowadays, you're like, Machinima who? Right? When Machinima, for us, was like a staple in YouTube. That was like the fucking oligarch of YouTube back in the day that was like, yo, you want to be a fucking network partner? You got to do this. And people did it. That's because they wanted to be a part of the biggest network on YouTube.
Also, guys, next week I will be, if Brimstone allows it next week, I'll tweak this better. This is like, I was trying to help out Brim here because sometimes it is internet, sometimes it does shut, OBS acts weird. So I'm doing my best.
Fucks up.
Yeah, I'm trying to do my best this week. Next week I'll have it all I'll have it fixed out. All trial and error. So we'll put it that way. I agree with you on that, Brimstone, though. Most of us are watching it off of a Amazon Fire Stick, or we're watching reviews that way, and we're not really getting it from a review site anymore. We skim through a review site, and now a lot of these review sites out there that write this stuff, like The Verge, like PC Gamer, they don't like ad blockers. They despise ad blockers, and if you use them, they make you pay like a 14-cent fee to view their stuff, and it's really annoying. And it's like mainstream writing is dying. Like that's why Apple is taking the New York Post and all that and making it into a subscription-based service. If you really think about it.
Well, like, but you know, they're also a part of the old school way of doing websites, where it was expensive, letterheads were expensive, article publishing was fucking expensive, hosting these articles was expensive. Some of these guys haven't upgraded to different different packages. They've been on the same package for decades, you know?
Right.
And so that hurts them too.
Right.
You know, no one's thinking ahead of time like, hey, maybe we should update our package and get that shit to like, you know, lower down, you know. They're not making deals with these companies anymore like they used to. And that's their fault, and they're trying to make us pay for it. You know what I mean? And like I said, they're shilling out as much as they can now, so there's no longer a vested interest to reading an article. If you're going to shill out to companies, be prepared to lose your entire following in like a month's time. Look at Tom's Hardware. That whole situation that happened with Gamer Nexus and all them, like they exposed that shit. The dude was shilling out like crazy to NVIDIA.
Yep, that is true. He went in, and they
most of those articles that he wrote on that shit, like that killed like a good, probably I would guess, and this is just a guess, of course, 60% of his reader base, maybe.
Yep. Well, it's not ran by the original. It's not ran by it's not. Oh, let me repeat myself there. Tongue tied. It's not ran by the original Tom's Hardware, and you know companies now go in, they pay a bunch of money, and they can write so many scammy. Take a look at Amazon, for instance, under the review section. I just had an argument with somebody about this, and finally got them to understand that this happens every day. Amazon, if you go down in the review section, and this is on Amazon UK, this is on Amazon CA, this is on any Newegg, any of these places, companies are paying reviewers on purpose to put out positive reviews even when the product is that shitty.
Yep.
They're not being real about it. They're being scammers, and they're scamming you as a consumer.
Bro, wasn't some of the bigger names were doing that recently too, like Sony and not LG, but what was that one that TCL owns?
XLR or whatever their company is, the one that was
Leco, their phone division, Leco, like they were paying people to post glowing reviews.
Well, what was
what
was the company? What was the company behind the company with the one that they were giving all these mixers to on Twitch and whatnot?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
The $2.99 special, and everybody was selling it as to be the be all end all to everything.
It was supposed to be like the ultimate mixer that kills the Elgato Stream Deck and the audio mixers. It was supposed to be this huge thing all in one. Yeah, Alpha Gaming did a video on it, and he said it wasn't really as good as what people were making it out to be. And he got one of those from one of his Patreons. So
you know, I love Linus to pieces, but when he did about the mixer, I was like, bro, like you need to go experience a Yamaha. You need to go experience like that is not high end. It looks like
he doesn't experience those things because he doesn't use them.
No,
he uses a laptop with an auxiliary, 2 microphones or 1 microphone plugged into an XLR interface, and he doesn't really mess with it. He just lets it go. That's what it is, you know.
And it's like, you know, people are getting like Netgear. We were talking about this the other day. Netgear, a lot of I had a friend that was trying to convince me how good Netgear is, and I was trying to explain to him like, I do networking for somewhat of a hobby / living, and Netgear's the worst. Don't even touch Netgear. If you go to Netgear, man, you're a fool. Like Netgear's a shitty company.
So most of the Game Talk crew will remember that with me. Like when we were hosting the Game Talk on my old Brimstone's gaming channel, I think it was like episode 60. So it was like 62 or 63, I think. And I was hyped for it. I was like, dude, I just spent like a shit ton of money on this new Netgear stuff. It's gonna be awesome because it was all high end. It was the first DOCSIS 3.1. The router was fucking dope. So I was like, this is gonna be fucking sick. I was hyped. I plugged it in. It worked flawlessly for like the first day.
Yeah.
Second day, shits the bed. Can't fucking get it to boot up. Can't get the internet connection to turn on. I fucking called my provider. They couldn't get it to work. So I was like, fuck it. I sent everything back. Like, done. That was my last Netgear experience. And I will never touch Netgear ever.
My last Netgear. Oh my god, I can actually bring the box. It's in my closet there. It was a WWR something rather. It was one of their square modems or routers. Sorry, big router that was purple and black. You remember those? The ones that were big and square that you would go to the store and see them everywhere. And they had one that had gold trim on the side. Mine was the purple one. They promoted that it had gigabit Ethernet ports on it. And did you think when I switched to 400 megabits per second, you would think that it would support it? No, I was getting 78 down with 30 up. It wasn't reading my speeds properly at all. And this thing, I still have it in the box. It's still brand new. I couldn't return it because, I lost something to do with it. I think it was the Ethernet or something in the box. The router was like $80.
Bro, I remember when they made decent shit back in the day, though.
Yeah, they really made some good shit.
I remember that little tiny. Oh, sorry, the little tiny modem router combo.
All right, Jack. Thanks for stopping in, dude.
All right, sounds good, bro. That little tiny modem router combo they had.
Yeah.
And it was like 150 megs was the max, I think. That thing ran like a fucking champ for years.
Oh yeah, their shit.
It was awesome.
Their shit ran great for years. Not now. They're made cheap, and then they have another company that makes their high end shit now that is in association with Netgear.
Numa network thing.
Yeah, it's so stupid. It's like not even truly Netgear. They should just call it Numa routers powered by Netgear or something. I just don't understand. Netgear, it's like Netgear is the shit company. And Linksys, speaking of Linksys, Linksys is another company like that's starting to really kind of irritate me. Like a little bit. Little irritation. Like they're not the same as they were when they were with Cisco. Now, since they've been owned by Belkin for almost, 4 or 5 years now, they have just gone down the shitter.
Belkin has never been good. I've had friends tell me Belkin was the shit. I'm like Belkin is trash. What are you talking about, bro? Belkin was always trash. They've remained to be trash. I was surprised, to be honest with you, to find out that Linksys is owned by them. I was like, what?
Yeah, Cisco sold off the Linksys division to Belkin. Belkin they're a sister company now to Belkin. Linksys is their high end of Belkin. That's what it is. And it's like, okay, so they brought back, so when they brought Linksys back, or when Belkin bought them, they brought back the WRT line. And thank God I have a WRT router, sorry. Thank God I do, because I can use Open WRT as my main, router stuff, software. Like, everybody I've met that has a Linksys router is having a problem with their software. And I'm going to talk about your situation for a moment here on the show. I think it's egregious to me that I have to dumb down my $200 router from IPv6 to IPv5 to get to get half of what I pay for per month. That is unacceptable to me. That is a slap in my face, or slap in the consumer's face, and that is a slap in the fact of why the fuck am I going to be spending $300 or $250 anymore on your product next go around? You're going to make me go out during like Black Friday again. I was just here a year ago, and I'm going to buy something from Asus or TP-Link and fuck your company because you can't support me with software. That's Linksys there.
The idea that Linksys, like when I found out that they were still operating on version 1.0 and they have not patched it since like DOCSIS 2.0, like what?
That's unacceptable.
That's asinine, dude. Like And what's crazy is I'm running Linksys to this whole house.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing that's been a problem has been that fucking
That
Netgear
router.
switcher that I've been using. No, the Netgear switcher. Like the Netgear switcher, fucking garbage. I'll never do it again. I'll probably buy a TP-Link one or the Linksys one, but I'll never buy another Netgear. Like that's my last Netgear product. I'll never do it.
I would just go out and buy a TP-Link little network box. They're metal. They're really nice. They sell 4-port or like a 10-port for really cheap. And
I mean, if TP-Link works good, I'll end up trying them out later. You know what I mean? Like,
well, TP-Link, anything I've had is just don't buy their low-end shit. Word of advice to anybody: don't buy TP-Link low-end shit. Don't buy the Archer C7. Don't go down that hole. I've been down that hole. Fuck that shit. Sorry, I curse like a sailor a lot. Fuck that shit. Like,
Yours too, it's all good.
literally, just don't buy the low-end shit of TP-Link.
But Rev, I thought you liked low-end shit.
No. When you buy, okay, here buyer 101. When you're buying a router, or you're buying a anything network-wise that you're putting all of your time and money into, buy expensive. Like, fucking buy expensive. Literally. For the love of God.
Unless it's Netgear, then don't buy shit.
Don't buy. Stay away from Netgear. Stay away from them with the plague. And Linksys is becoming that way with me. It's like if they're...
I love their modem. Their modem is good. Like, that's actually been the most stable thing so far.
Like, my next setup will be a Motorola modem, 3.0 DOSes or 3.1 DOSes, and mixed in with maybe like a TP-Link or a Asus router. Something preferably AX, so I'm future-proof. So I'm ready to go. I will not... Linksys kind of lost my business a little bit. I'm going to let this router be here for a little bit longer and, longer time.
Well, you said you actually liked your WRT modem.
WRT, yeah. If the software in itself, okay, so the WRT, I recommend anybody, if you're going to go Linksys, just buy a WRT router and just mod the shit out of it. Just mod the shit out of it. Don't waste your time with the Linksys software. Don't even set the bitch up. Just go to the website, default your router temporarily so you get internet access and just mod the shit out of it. You're better off doing that and saving your $250 investment because you're fucked at the drive-through with Linksys software. They turn features on that you don't want on even if you turn them off, and then their firmware totally tanks on you. Like, it'll literally crash out everything for no reason. And I've experienced that with Brimstone over here, like with his router. It's like, it's maddening. And if the WRT, if they're listening to this, please put his router on the lineup. Get his shit on the lineup. Like, you have every other top end Linksys shit, except for his.
What's crazy is like the amount of money I paid for this setup.
Yeah.
Right? And it was working good. It's been working great ever since. Like I bought it, but like it hasn't been up until recently that I've had the issues.
All right, so we are reaching almost the we're at the 45-minute mark. Just letting you know.
It's been it's been hit and miss lately, and I'm starting to wonder why. Because I plug into the router directly, it's fine.
Man, you have
modem directly, it's fine.
You have the most baddest setup on the earth, man. Whoever's hooking you up with internet is amazing. Like that is the angel of internet people, man. If I had that sweet setup, man, dude, that is amazing.
It's kind of nice having your own node.
Having a friend that does internet stuff, man, like works for a company that actually knows your ins and outs and that can come and help you anytime, anywhere. That is nice.
He's a homie, dude. Like me and him grew up together. He's a childhood best friend.
Because you were telling me this setup that you have, and I'm like, that is nice. That is sick. That is sexy. Yeah.
Doesn't get much better, bro.
No, it don't. And if you're paying a good rate for internet too, that's even a cherry on the cake or cherry on the cupcake there.
Right.
So let's move on and let's talk about that Gears of War 5 tech test. Why don't we? Why don't we talk about the fun that we've been having all night yesterday?
Like, that's the thing, though. Like, when it was working, I was having a lot of fun with it. It's actually good when you get it to work. When you get it to work, It is the funnest Gears of War I've played thus far.
I will say
Hands
this.
down.
I
Hands down.
will say this that I haven't been up that late playing a video game in God knows how long. That had me hook, line, and sinker. That will be a game when it gets released, because I have Xbox Game Pass or PC Game Pass. That is a game that I'm going to be glued to my screen for a while. Then I'm going to wait for this gentleman to download the full copy of it so we can play campaign. But I'm telling you, within the first 3 days, I'm telling you, we're going to have that beat. And playing multiplayer like our eyes bleed. Because it's that and Borderlands 3. I am excited. 2 good games coming out back-to-back next to Breakpoint, Ghost Recon. And I'm excited. Then we got FIFA. There is just so many good games coming out that we're going to have so much fun with. Like, no joke. It's going to be broke September, broke November, broke December.
I am actually hyped for the new COD.
Yeah, same.
Like, I haven't been hyped for a new COD since World at War. Black Ops 4, I wasn't hyped for it, but I just wanted to play it. You know, I wasn't really hyped for it. I didn't have to go out and have it right away. Like, I was like, yeah, you know, it's Black Ops 4. You know, let's just play Black Ops 4 and see how it goes. And it's actually a lot of fun. But to have a traditional Modern Warfare back and rebooted.
Well, this is under the new Infinity Ward, so this is under new management.
I am very much looking.
This is make or break. This is the make or break for Activision. A lot of people I've talked to are not buying it. A lot of people are waiting on people to play it because they don't want to get under the illusion of what happened with Black Ops 4.
And see, like, I've talked to a lot of friends that haven't touched a COD since Modern Warfare 3.
Yeah, that too.
And they said, and like a few of these people have told me, and they're my Rainbow Six members. They've straight up told me this game looks sick that I might consider buying this, if not pre-order it, but in the same month it comes out.
Well,
that's a lot for those guys because they are hardcore fucking Insurgency and Rainbow Six players. So
a lot of people I've talked to are kind of like, I've been fucked before, and I don't want to jump right into it until I see like because I pre-ordered it. I COD every year. I say I'm never gonna buy it. I say F this game. I'm done. Fuck the life of me. I'm not buying it.
I'm not doing this. I'm not playing this fucking game.
And
Call of Duty selling the same month it came out. Must have it.
And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna put this out here. If the game runs like trash on PC, I'm immediately going and getting it on PS4. That's happening. Because to me, I'm not going to waste my time. I'm going to give it like a couple hours. If it runs like pure crap on PC, I'm going out and just getting it. Digital on PS4. I'm not going to waste my time. And I know it was gifted to me by somebody in my family, but I'm not going to, you know, I feel like I'm wasting their time, their money if I'm sitting and playing a broken game in a matter of seconds. I just can't subject myself to a broken game. Black Ops 4 to this day is still broken on PC. And you know what the sad part of it is? The community behind it, like, just doesn't support it. You find the same people, and I had this discussion with somebody today saying I said it in my stream. Black Ops 4 would be great on PC if they didn't when you search, you find the same people and you play the same people over and over and over again. Like I played, when I was playing Black Ops, you find the same people and you keep playing the same matches over and over again. You don't get new blood. And it just gets boring. That's the PC community in a whole.
And, you know, what sucks is, like, this game had a pretty strong launch on PC. Like, it did pretty well. Like, I played with you. You hooked me up in that month. And we played off and on, and we had our issues with our cards, but for the most part, there was a community to go back to and continuously play. We streamed it, we played together. It was a lot of fun. Like, I actually enjoyed it on PC. But what really sucks is the blinding issues that took place in Activision. Man, they just fucking ignored it. And then when you hit them up on Twitter, they say, oh, talk to the developers. But it's like, all the DLC problems, all of the penny gouging came from you.
Well, that's the problem. Well, that's why you're seeing Okay, so let's talk about that real quick. So recently, the original founder of Blizzard, guy that's been there for 30 years, stepped down recently. You know that's a problem. You know there's a plaguing problem within Blizzard. If your original founder, the guy that created Blizzard, is walking out, you know there's something wrong.
When did he leave?
A week ago, he walked out. He resigned. He walked out and took his money and left. Yeah. And that's concerning. That is just concerning to me. Like, that tells me that I said this on another person's podcast, Jace's podcast. Shout out to them. Real quick. The Just Face It podcast. I was in there talking, and I said, I think they were saying it, and I agreed with everything they were saying. It's concerning because that tells me that Activision has nothing coming up the pike. Nothing coming up the pike. What's up, man? To me, if Blizzard, what is Blizzard doing though? Activision, they just lost Bungie. Literally, they could have pleased Bungie easily and did everything Bungie wanted it to do, but they fucked that up real quick. They wanted to make that a microtransaction haven. They keep going to these meetings at the Parliament in UK and whatnot, and saying, "Oh, we're going to change the systems to the system," and whatnot. So Activision's in a world of hurt, and Call of Duty is make or break this year for them. They have to sell Call of Duty. If their sales come out and it's down, that's scary. That's up to Brimstone. Brimstone, Credo's asking if he can join.
Oh, you wish you could join us sometime? How about next week? Does next week sound good? We'll schedule you in for next week, because I try to make sure I can pull in community members when it's planned, because when it's not planned, we get off a topic. You know what I mean? Because we try to get this stuff scheduled out.
Yeah.
For you guys. So next week next week. So right now it's 4:04 in the morning. My time, Arizona.
Same. So mine. I'm on the same time as you.
Okay. So. And we try to get this launched, 1-ish.
Yeah.
Right around the 1 o'clock mark. We just had a rusty start ironing out a few things, but, it should be better next time.
I'm trying to help out Brimstone, because lately he's been dropping out on streams and whatnot, and
I can't even stream to my own fucking Twitch channel without my shit.
Some people have been saying that the stream gets muffled in certain places on the show, and they want to hear the whole show clear. So we decided to switch to how the hosting is. I do the streaming, and he gets to chill back and kick back and relax.
Not gonna lie, it's pretty nice.
Yeah. So I don't mind doing it. And next week, I'll be doing some fixing and working around. I got a new motherboard coming in, guys. So it's happening tomorrow. New motherboard. I'll be putting some Arctic Silver on my CPU for the first time, so it'll be fun. I've never used Arctic Silver on a Ryzen CPU, so it'll be fun.
You've never used Arctic Silver?
Never used Arctic Silver on
the first, man.
No, I've used Arctic Silver before on other things, but never on my Ryzen CPU. I've used what was it? Not Arctic. What's the other one? What is it? The esports cooler I'm talking about? MX7. MX7. The blue little bottle, the blue little tube. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Not Arctic Silver. Arctic, the company, just Arctic straight.
You need some of this in your life, sir.
I've had that before. I've used that before. That's on my 750 Ti. That right there. I bought that stuff and put it all over my 750 Ti, and it's kept it really cool. So I understand, but anyway, since you guys mentioned Call of Duty, I'm going to say I hate COD. Oh, it's all good. COD is not for everyone.
No, it's not. It's not for everybody, bro. Like, I play that game. I try to get a game in every day if I can. If I can't, it's just because of work. But I try to play it as much as I can before I start playing Rainbow Six Siege and stuff, because I've been playing a lot of Rainbow.
So speaking of, so we talked about Activision tonight. It's kind of shocking to see what's happening with them. I hope Activision doesn't die in my lifetime, but it seems like they're really going to have some hard times going forward. They've really made some bad moves over the last couple of years with Diablo, overcharging for Diablo on the Switch. That was ridiculous. StarCraft fans have been fucked over so many different times now by them. Promises after promises. So I get why the company is not doing too well. And especially with loot boxes. And especially now, so Brimstone, you should know this. So hear this one. So today, Take-Two comes out, real quick.
Oh, God.
Comes out and says, you could take real money, and you're going to laugh at this because casinos, right? You're going to laugh your ass off with this one. You could take your real currency and buy chips in games in GTA now, going forward. So forget the loot boxes. You can actually take real currency, convert it, and get chips to buy stuff in game. I was going to tell you about this earlier, but I now it just hit me. I now remembered it. I listened to this on the WAN show, and I was like, I got to tell Brimstone this. This shit's kind of funny. It's hilarious. We're getting creative with loot boxes now. Now, fuck all you know. Fuck all you know. Now you can go in game and buy chips, literally with your own cash. Literally, forget the boxes now. Forget the cosmetics. We're doing it now, straight cash, and you can just buy in currency. Literally.
But see, like, so here's the thing with that. If they can go into the casino and gamble that, that is considered gambling, and it's illegal for anybody that's under the age of 21 in the United States to gamble.
That's what they're doing. This is going to be the new system, and a lot of game companies are jumping onto this.
Take-Two will be sued out the ass.
But Take-Two covered themselves with this. They said you're going to have to show an ID now to verify how old you are to gamble on their platform.
It doesn't matter. But here's the thing, it doesn't matter because the father could easily do that for his account and then let his kid get on there and play it and do it. You know what I mean? Like, that would be like me accepting an ID from the mother when she was a little bit younger that looks like her daughter, in other words. And the daughter has that ID, and they use that to give to me when I card them. You know what I mean? The daughter would then be, okay, you know, well, not for me, but if anybody that doesn't know how to look for this stuff like that.
Yeah, and kids
they would be like, okay, that's fine, you know, go ahead. You know, like,
it's not helping anything. It's making loot.
If gaming came in and saw that, like, I'd lose my job.
Yeah.
The casino would be fined probably about, and it varies. It goes from like 30,000 to like $500,000.
Well,
a person.
Take-Two is talking about doing this with their sports games, and what game do we know that comes to mind sports wise? Oh, NBA 2K. So if they start doing the whole casino thing, just be prepared for lawsuits out the ass. Our government going at them. They don't realize the ramifications they're going to go through. The ramifications. I'm sorry.
You're right. You're right, Kirito. Rockstar and Take-Two can easily be canceled by our government if they allow this to happen.
And I thought, you know, on the show, on the WAN show today, I thought they were joking, and I saw articles. The CEO is all for this, and I'm like, what are you, kids? Like you've already teasing them with loot boxes, and they're finding ways to take mom's and daddy's credit card. Now you're making it illegal. Now you're gonna make it really hard. And games I love are getting fucked over because of it. Franchises I like are just going to go away because of it. And it's just disgusting. It's bad business. Let's read this. So Carito says, I was gonna ask what were your thoughts on Banjo-Kazooie joining Smash Brothers, Super Smash Brothers on the Switch?
I love Smash, so I think that's a great idea. I think that has been something that should have happened already. Didn't it already happen? Didn't it happen on the N64? I could be wrong.
Yes, it did.
You could correct me. I'm pretty
Yes,
sure
it did.
happened on the N64.
Yes, it did. Back in the day, yes, it did. And it's honestly Microsoft's business partnership with Nintendo. You're starting to see things, and I'm happy that Microsoft and Nintendo are talking between each other.
Gotta love Mr. Spencer, dude. He's opened up a lot of doors.
Yes, sir, he has, and it's great. It is great. So, and I'm cool with it. Like, legit, I'm cool with it. If Rare wants to put more stuff onto Smash Brothers, I'm cool with that. And I'm cool with Microsoft. You know what? Phil Spencer's Microsoft is a great Microsoft. Love it. As far as the gaming side, it's a win-win for us as consumers. And he's listening. Bribstone literally said last night he wanted a cleaner Xbox. He's getting it. Interface. He's getting it. From the pictures I've seen, it looks 10 times better than what it was. Legit. And they're going to actually have a game bar. Like an actual game bar. Like Windows. Simple, simplistic, not hard, easy. And they said this will help out with RAM on the Xbox, the original, and on the original one and the S.
So if Phil was to do what his testers told him he should do, I would literally have damn near an Xbox One X sitting here.
Yeah.
Because his testers, when they removed the other OS and just stuck to the front OS that runs everything, they got damn near 45% increase in performance.
Yeah.
So if Philly Boy does that shit, there's no reason for me to go out and buy an Xbox One X.
No, and you shouldn't have to now. If you're not doing 4K gaming, there's no point. Really, I mean, if you're buying,
don't you know, like all the games on Xbox One run at 30 FPS.
Really. Anyway,
I mean,
let's read.
You ask anybody in this gaming community, that's what they'll tell you.
To be honest, I have an Xbox One S now, which was my sister's, and now I have it for free. I may ditch PlayStation 5 due to Sony now appealing to SJWs on. You know, I want to talk about. I want to talk about this. Why? Okay, SJWs, right? Like, I don't pay attention to that. Really, I don't. Like, as a gamer, I don't.
This is kind of this. Okay, so like, I'm gonna let you say your thing first, but I'm just gonna say this right now, Kirito. You may not like my opinion on this.
You may not like mine.
Ahead.
I don't pay attention to the SJW shit. I really don't. It doesn't hit my radars. It doesn't. I don't know why people focus on the whole social justice warrior crap. I don't understand. And a lot of people say, I hate this shit, right? But then they go do it themselves.
Boom.
Online. They want to go do it themselves. And it makes no sense to me. Like, if you don't like it in the first place, then why are you going and doing the same thing that you hate? Why are you having that fight with yourself battle? And I just don't. That's why SJWs, I consider them to be like sports analysts. In a lot of ways, they make no sense. Half of the time they want to go, put somebody to the point where they just don't like something, and then the next minute
they're defending the worst shit that the other players are doing, and they're saying that, oh, it's not that big of a deal.
It's not that big of a deal, like a blind eye. It's just like what happens on SportsCenter every day. I watch sports with Stephen A. Smith. First thing I hear, oh, I hate this. Then the next thing, he's loving it. And it's like, didn't you just say 10 minutes ago you freaking hate this shit? Like, you freaking can't stand what they're doing in the NBA, but the next minute you love it. Sports Reference. I kind of go with this, kind of the what we see on the news. Like, the news most of the time is bullshit. SJW stuff is mostly bullshit to me because half of it's hypocrisy. half of those people are hypocrites because the first minute they do, they go, I got to be politically correct. And then the next minute, I got to go put my politically correct out there, but I don't like it. I don't like what SJW stand for. But then you're doing the same exact thing. It just makes no sense. Like in the world of things.
So my thing with the SJW situation, I used to be very anti-SJW. I used to be very anti-left of pretty much anything, right?
Right.
But as I've gotten older, I have been able to be a little bit more critical in what the subjects are versus where they were when I was younger, where I would just react with a knee-jerk reaction and not look into anything, right? I have noticed in this community, especially on YouTube, the same people that say they don't want their games censored, and I'm not talking about you, Kirito, I'm talking about other people in general. The same people say they don't want to be censored on Twitter. They don't want to be censored on Instagram. They don't want to be censored on Tumblr. They are the first ones to scream out at people when it's an opinion they don't like. They go and tell people that, hey, you're an SJW, you're a piece of shit, you know, blah, blah, blah. We've all been there. We've all done that. The moment they get retaliation on that shit, they do exactly what they fucking hate.
Yep.
They police the comment sections of their videos. They police their fellow Twitter users by going to their accounts and reporting them for offending them. I mean, it's a joke now. It's been a joke. This whole thing's been a parody of itself for like the last 10 years.
Well, take a look at it this way. Take a look at so let's talk about the censoring of rated M games. Sony is, you know, I didn't know they were doing this, but this happens everywhere. It's not just Sony. It's just not Sony doing it. It's everybody. Yeah. Like, take a look at what Twitch was pulling with that Kazu Miku or what? Not Kazu. Kazu Simulator or whatever it was with the girl going in the restroom and killing men, and they censored that because it was too violent for the audience. Whatever. They've been doing this for years. Like, censoring stuff has been happening for years. Like, this world has become soft. We're not like the 90s anymore. We can't have me and Brimstone can have a conversation, but if you talk to somebody else, they're sensitive. And a lot of times, this whole SJW thing, for what I've come to, is people are just too sensitive. And nowadays on Twitter, for instance, I see this. People going in with somebody being made fun of, right? And trying to politically correct somebody. Do you know most of those people that are making fun of that person is just a fake account on the internet? That are fake, they're just keyboard warrioring, and you're buying into the bullshit. You're allowing it. You're allowing. You know what? You're allowing
that reaction. That reaction is what we used to live for, bro.
Yeah, it's a new form of what we did. A lot of things that me and you we've pointed out to friends of ours. That's just a new form of what we did. They're taking what we did back in the day, back in 2007 through 11, and modifying it and turning it into a hybrid system. And it's just a new way of doing it. It's nothing new.
Shit, the alt accounts that we had, dude. Oh my god.
The SJW thing. There's nothing new about this. This has been happening since there was no such thing as social justice warriors. There was no such thing.
No, it just went under a different name.
Name.
It was just a different name, different show, different time. That's all.
Yeah, and now it's back again. It's the same vicious. We're like in the cogwheel. It's the same shit all over again. That's why I don't. Honestly, that's why I don't pay attention to it, because it's the same shit that we were doing back in the early 2000s when there was no internet, with no forums. I mean, we were doing the same thing then, but vice versa now, everybody's too sensitive. To be honest, I could talk about certain things back in the day, what was okay, right? And now it's not okay. Like, the things I would say off my mouth back then when I was a child and whatnot, have these, like, verbal discussions, we would get on the same level. Nowadays, it's not that way. That's just my point there.
So here's the thing that okay, so just hear me out here. Like I said, Kirito, you may not like this opinion. I'm just letting you know now. When it comes to Sony censoring stuff, okay, you have to understand there's a reason why this started to becoming a thing. A lot of people want to say it started off with Tekken. Some people, if you talk to them, they said it started off with Soul Calibur. And there's no real definitive answer as to where it started. But they, when you're online and you see some really questionable stuff being posted in these forums and discords and all these private chats, like you could literally say it's a little bit of everybody's fault.
Yeah.
At this point, right?
I agree with you there.
When they were starting to make a little bit more, I don't want to say fully lewd character models in Hyperdimension Neptunia, I think is what helped start that. They're aware of the hentai community, they're aware of the lolly community, and they're aware of the fucking creepers that like lewd lollies, which is fucking just.
Well, take a look at the Overwatch side of things. Think about this.
Oh yeah, and the Overwatch porn that like
yeah.
the floor. Like they think that, like a lot of people think that Sony's just inside their own little bubble. No, like they
all companies are looking
like,
at this.
They are just like you and me, right? They are people too. Yes, they go to an office and they work 12 hours, sometimes 8, on a game. But when they go home after a hard day's work, what do you think they do? They spend time with their families. They get online late at night, probably watch a few porns.
Well, just think about
drink a beer and go to sleep.
Well, Brimstone, think about this too in an aspect. Think about the children that, and I know I'm not trying to say censoring. It goes both ways. What I'm saying is, Sony doing it. A lot of children play on their platform. I mean, you got to be 50-50 with that. You can't have all your cake and eat it at once. Like I get it, but there should be a toggle in games. I'm starting to come to that point. There should be a toggle. Or if your account is set to under the age of 18, then there should be like, some censoring of some sort.
And the Senran Kagura, like a lot of people think it's that. Like I said, it depends on who you talk to. I heard it was that. But the thing is, Senran Kagura has been around since the Vita days. Like, I mean, why they all of a sudden now are censoring it? A little questionable, but at the same time, I kind of get it, And like him, I don't want to say, oh, it's because of the children. No, like when you have an audience as big as Sony's, especially right now with the market.
Well, I'm not saying it's all children. I'm saying like younger age group.
Yeah, no, I get it. No, that's why I said. That's why I said what I said. The way I said it. They have to take steps.
They have to protect their ass too.
And when you have communities existing that literally turns everything into sex, like you gotta come around to the idea of, you know what I mean? Like, and I get the parental control thing. Like, I get it, but let's face it, nobody really used it. Not as much as people would claim they did.
And they need
you know what I mean?
They need to do a different. What they need to do is put different they need to put different tools in place. The parent control system is just honestly stupid, and it's been stupid for years. Unless you're a tech-savvy person, you know what I mean? And you know what you're doing, the average consumer is not going to know how to toggle some parent controls, honestly, if we're really going to go brass tacks.
And I mean, especially with those story games that are coming out now where, like, you can have your own waifu, you can have sex with them, you can... there's like one story game where like the chick that you're with, you end up killing her after sex. Like the community has just evolved so much into the adult realm of things that we're coming into the new era of like what browsers and UGIs and Pornhub was to us when the internet first started becoming a mainstream thing.
Well,
all that is we're just going into the next evolution of things.
If we want to get real about this, it comes back to my point about the 90s in the early 2000s, mid 2000s, right? Starting in the early 2000s, the Y2K era and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
When I was a kid, we were handed porno mags. We were handed this shit. Our parents didn't give a shit. Nowadays,
same.
Now parents are so hypersensitive, and they believe in mainstream media. They believe in this bullshit. They're in the cog. They believe this shit, right? My thing is that everybody is just belt up hypersensitive. Oh, my kid saw titties today. Oh my God, I got to freak out and make it a big deal. You know, oh my God, I got to go to all these websites and make it a huge freaking ordeal because, well, my kid saw titties. And it's like, you know, sometimes kids need to see these things, you know, before it's too late when they get older, and then they like, what are they?
Start having kids, or they have an STD because the parents were too much being too shut in.
Or they're too shielded. You know what I mean? Like
being shut in.
Yeah, like shielded. What do we come to a point in life where enough's enough? I think honestly, being too sensitive in this life is just ridiculous, and it's happening everywhere. Like sports games used to be like the NFL used to be fucking violent. I used to love watching the NFL. Now because we're so worried about head concussions and shit like that, the NFL is now a fucking touch league. It's starting to become that way. Like every play is a flag. We waste more time on flags and money being wasted on sponsors. It kind of falls into this with rated M games being said. When I was a kid, rated M game wise, fucking Mortal Kombat, we had big titty woman on the display on a polygons and getting smacked into spikes and getting her head ripped off. You don't get that very much anymore. You get a tamed down version of that. The new Mortal Kombat, don't get me wrong, there is some fucking brutal fucking shit, but it's not the same. And a lot of these companies are going in. It's not just Sony. It's a lot of these companies going in because they're starting to see the creeper market coming in and like taking their game and turning it into a big sex toy. Giant sex toy for money. And it sucks.
Oh, what was that Japanese video that somebody sent like in our community where like the dude had a PlayStation VR goggle and like this sex doll on top of him? Like what kind of lonely fucking dude do you gotta be?
You gotta be some. I say this sometimes. You gotta be some thirsty motherfucker if you gotta go through all that work to just go get it in their fucking reel at that point, dude. Like, come on. Are you joking me?
At that point, I would say, you know what? Just come to Vegas, baby. I will hook you up, bro. Like, I will pay for your first pussy, dude. I don't care. Like don't worry, there's a strip clean. Club. I know him, you know.
There's a strip club for a fucking reason. You go there to get your dry hump on and whatnot, okay? Like, you don't need to go watch this fake thing you're never gonna get in your life. You know what I mean? I don't know.
What's the like? I get the attraction to hentai chicks, right?
Right. Yeah. I get it.
I'm a big I get it. But what is to the attraction
and having the real thing? The real thing
versus having the real thing, right? So like, I've told people before I've watched hentai. Fuck yeah, I've watched that shit. It don't bother me. It's all right. But
you got some people out there that
I got a girl in the bedroom right now where like, do I want to watch hentai or do I want to go bang her? You know what I mean? Like I could be like, you know what? Fuck hentai. Hey babe, want to wake up for about 45 seconds?
hey. There's these people. These are these people out there. It's not everybody that gets so excited over the damn hentai shit. They're just like, oh my god, bro, I gotta watch this new episode. Oh my god, I'm into it with the big titties. Oh my fucking god. And I'm sitting here.
I'm a movie guy too, and I get it, but I never get that excited about hentai. Dude.
Like there's some people out in this world that just need to go outside and see some sun and go experience some real titties, man. When you experience some real titties, it's great.
And the SJW stuff, right? The SJW stuff kind of plays into that, though.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why our communities are doing this, because they're actually scared. Like you were telling me earlier tonight when we were talking about this, like sometimes you get anxiety to try new things.
Yeah.
Because you're too scared to try these things. Because you see online or your news, like, some dude got fucking sued for his entire life, all because he offered her a rose and dinner. You know what I mean? Like, stupid shit like that.
It's coming to a point in this world where sensitivity is real, and it's like the whole sex thing now that's happening, right? You can't go up to a woman like you did in the 90s, right? And go, hey, you look pretty today. That woman will take it as sexual harassment. And I'm sitting here, all I just said was you looked good. That's all I said. And then I'm getting arrested and thrown in the clinker because I said 2 words out my mouth.
And that same girl will be the first person to bitch about not getting a man in her life.
Right. Exactly. Right. Right. Or you can go and say, you can go to your own mother and say, hey, you look good today. And people will be like, you're fucking disgusting. What's wrong with you? Like, we're coming to that. Bro,
that was like the first thought. I was like, dude, really? Like, you said that to your mom? I wasn't thinking you were disgusting. I just was like, that's kind of odd.
Well, no, when your mom goes, you know.
But I got what you're saying, though.
Yeah, like when your parent tells you, you know, when they're wearing new, clothes and stuff, and they go, do I look good? And, when you're trying to give that fucking, trying to be nice moment, and then you got somebody in the background that's at the clothing store after they're in the booth trying to put new clothes on to try it out, and they ask you, and they look at you like, you're fucking weird, dude. You're fucking disgusting. And it's like, are we really becoming this society in this world? Like, are we really getting that petty over shit?
We are. Yeah, we are. And yeah, Master Junko, I kind of figured it was you. It's all good. I think you've watched me before, and yeah.
And Credo, I respect what you're saying, dude. Like, legit. I get where you're coming from myself.
You look at Steam right now, and like, I know a lot of people do not like Black Bond, right? I don't really like or hate him. Like, I'm just kind of whatever, really. I don't have any beef with the guy.
You glazed at him from a distance.
Yeah, I check on him every now and then. You know what I mean? You do that with people that don't for that amount of time.
You tell me this all the time. You glaze back at the where we'll say it, the crumb side of YouTube. You glaze just like I do.
The crumb side, dude, but like these are still people that you've known for longer than some of your family, dude. Like you've spent time with these people. You know what I mean? Like you don't really leave those groups. You just kind of glance back to see what they're up to from time to time. And he made a good video, and I agreed with him. And
well, we'll put it this way.
I wasn't met too kindly with it. I would just say that.
Well, we'll put it this way. Me and you have kind of matured and kind of gone into different avenues over the years. Me and you have both said this. We've kind of gone more in a professional direction. We've kind of escaped the whole, we don't need to talk about plastic and whatnot. Let's just go play games and be done with it. You know what I mean? Let's show our gameplay over freaking talking about it and arguing all the time. What's right is right.
Right. Well, let's put it this way. He agrees in the same note that we do. Like, if you're gonna shit on Epic, you might as well shit on these other companies.
Yeah.
This is the same mantra that me and him have been talking about for years now. Like, if you hate one platform, you better be hating the other one. This is the same message that's been consistent with him for as long as I've known him, since the starting of his YouTube page and this site. Okay.
Well, it's been happening.
It's consistent.
Let's say this. We've been doing this. Me and you have been saying this in the tell of time. But I've been saying this since this, the Super Nintendo versus the Genesis. I've been saying this since then. If you don't like one platform, then don't buy it. Or don't support it. You know what I mean? I've been saying this since I've been a kid. If you don't like what's happening.
Well, he said something interesting. It was kind of harsh. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of harsh. It's Bond, It
is what it is. You know what you're getting with him.
Yeah, exactly. And he I don't necessarily agree with calling everybody incels that support that sort of stuff, but I saw where he was coming from. You know what I mean? Like
there was a different word he could have used instead of that. There's a brighter word you could use instead of.
I know.
You can call it dumb. You can call it whatever you want, but
choice. But you know what?
It's Bond. He's trying to get views. He's trying to get the views.
It's his channel. It's his hustle. I get it. Like I said, I've known Bond for years. I know how he is. I know how he operates. And most importantly, for the most part, I know how he thinks. And he's been consistent throughout the years. You know what I mean? He hasn't wavered in his situation at all.
Right.
But he said something about Steam that I agree with. Is if Steam is willing, to put this weird shit on its platform, and everybody's okay with it, then what does that say about the people? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
You wanna have a waifu that you could fuck in a digital world? Like, I hate to say it, but I agree with him. Like, you want to fucking.
What was it? VR chat? VR chat was like
VR
that.
chat. Yeah. Like you want a waifu, digital waifu, to go fuck instead of going out and meeting a woman. And that's what that was the basics of his video. It was, you would rather be a loser inside your mother's basement and do that shit instead of becoming a fucking man, going out, meeting new people, hanging out with your friends, hooking up with your friends' like girlfriend's friends. You know what I mean? Like, he made a good point. It was harsh, but I think it was actually an important message that I think people should actually listen to and put some thought
Basically,
into it.
he's saying is go get it organically. Do not fucking go get it, in a digital world. And I
agree with that. I totally agree with that.
To me, on that note, like, I start thinking of disorders. Do you have a disorder problem at that point? Do you have mental problems? You know what I mean? I start thinking of those things. You know what I mean? Like, what's wrong with you mentally? You know what I mean? If you really have to go that deep to, escape reality to have mentally, like, what are you doing mentally? You know what I mean?
And I get being scared of girls. I get, the certain kind of pressure that a guy could feel. And, and let's face it, guys, don't take being turned down easily. You know what I mean? But it's not like that's not completely out of our hands and control.
And I want
to take better care of ourselves and do these things. But these people here don't want to do that. They don't want to hear that kind of message. So
I want to preach one thing on the show, and I want to say this, and I haven't said this in a while. I know I talk about Epic Games a lot on here, and I want to say this. I'm not gonna, just because the society is hating on it. I know my thing is, and I want to say this, I know I talk about it all the time. I'm just saying I preach all the time in here on the show. Through how many episodes now? I think it's 14 episodes now. I've been preaching the whole Epic Games thing. If you don't like said platform, don't be on it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not.
And I cracked a joke in Bond's video about this, about Epic Games, and he says, and he made another good point, but it was a joke though. And he said Epic Games would never put that trash on their platform. I hope he's right. I really do.
Let's see. Are we sure it's Epic Games and not Epic Lung Cancer? I get everybody's not a fan of Epic Games, and I want to word this correctly so people can put this on record on this. I'm not saying I'm fully supporting Epic Games. Never stated their practices are the great. They're the be all end all to everything.
Although he has a Gears of War Epic T-shirt in his closet right now.
I may do. You never know. I do have a bunch of.
I want a fucking Unreal Tournament hat, dude. Do you remember those things?
Yep.
Like I had people that would come into my store and I'd be at the cash register and they would have fat fucking Unreal Tournament sweatshirts and fucking caps. I'm like, yo.
So all I'm saying is, look, game on what you like. That's all my opinion is on that. Game on what you like. I'm just tired of fighting with people when it comes to Epic Games. I hear it day in and day out, and it's just getting really old. Like, why can't we
Slime Rancher on Epic Games is Game of the Year.
Oh my god. I just want people to like what they like and game on what they want to game. Don't let anybody tell you what you can and can't do. You know what I mean? And what you're saying is we should probably get off here soon and go put on our VR chat goggles. Oh Jesus, the hell no.
And lube stations with tissue boxes and go to town.
No.
Sounds good, brah.
No, fuck that. There's something wrong if that's the case, man. there is something wrong.
Bro, if I have a VR chat with a sex doll,
I see some shit on VR chat, dude. I have seen some people.
Shoot me. Just fucking.
I've had people on it. Okay, I was in the bowling alley, right, dude? In that, because when I had my Oculus Rift, right, or my HTC Vive. And there was some guy hitting on me, like literally hitting on me. I was just a plain Jane character hitting on me on the nines, dude. Like we're on like I turned around and told the guy in like a deep voice, I'm like, dude, go get some pussy in the real, dude. Like seriously, go get some pussy in the real. Like if you got to go online and like be one of those predators on the internet like that, dude, just fucking shoot me hard, dude. That turned me off. Like I turned off I was done.
You're like, I am disconnecting this shit. eBay, here's the fucking headset. I'm finitoed.
No, I was like, VR chat is just like awful. It's like the people on there, they're out of this world. Like, some of them need to go see the sun and go outside and go get some titties and real. Like they're that thirsty.
Bro, like, and it was just as bad before this VR thing became a thing, dude. Like,
yeah.
it's been like this since PlayStation Home.
Oh no. It's been like
I had a female avatar.
Okay.
Home,
it's been this bad since AOL Messenger chat, okay? In 2001, okay? It's been this bad, and it's just like it's migrated and gotten worse over the last 2 decades, okay? AOL Messenger chat was the worst, and MSN chats were just so terrible. Before there was VR, there was MSN chats and AOL chats, and they were fucking terrible.
What about the Yahoo Steam Room?
Oh, fuck. Speaking of that shit. Oh, my
SLA?
God.
Remember SLA?
Yes, yep.
Oh, my God, dude. Talk about fucking predators, dude. Jesus.
Yes.
Dude, so I was in so this was back when me
so kids, there was a thing called AOL Messenger, Yahoo Messenger, and MS Messenger. And when you were back in the early 2000s, like I would say 2003, 2005, and 2000 through like 2001 all the way up, there was things that before there was a VR chat, there was that. And some of the shit we saw as kids was just and teenagers was just out of this fucking world.
So story time real quick before we go. Okay, so this was back before I left the obvious crumb side.
Yeah.
This was back when me and J-Tech were cool. Yules was with us. 7th Level had just started making his channel at the time. Facefall 5 was with us. And who was Hell Hunter, right? Or Hellhound.
Yeah.
We're in a PlayStation Home, right? We go. We're in the fucking back when they launched the Harry Potter stuff and the homes, the trees and stuff. I go from the tree to the fucking mall thing, right? Remember the mall, like all the stores and stuff. We're in there, we're chatting, we're just having a good time.
Fucking around, yeah.
I was fucking around. I was playing the the little cheesy ass pool game that you play.
I think I experienced that too myself. So I know where you're going with this.
I had a female avatar as a joke.
Who didn't?
Right?
Who didn't back then?
It was a joke, bro.
Right.
Like, anybody, if you knew who Brimstone was, you knew goddamn well I was not a fucking female. All right?
Yeah.
I had, and J-Tech's laughing his ass off, dude. J-Tech's laughing his ass off. Hellhound, Facefall, like all these dudes that I was cool with that I used to talk to about a lot of the time were laughing so fucking hard, dude. Because we ended up into this area where it was a bunch of thirsty fucking old ass men asking if Brimstone was a female.
Oh my God.
Bro, I'm in voice chat talking with my voice. And fucking all the dudes that I was hanging out with were dying, dude. Like, they were laughing their fucking asses off.
Right.
Because I couldn't get these fucking creepers to leave me alone. I would be literally in one of these groups chat with my friends, and then all of a sudden I get like 4 or 5 creepers, another set of avatars with female that were also dudes, asking if I was a female, bro.
That's funny. That's fucking funny, though. But
that was the last time I went into PlayStation Home, by the way. I haven't looked back since.
Well, PlayStation Home died eventually.
Which they're talking about bringing back, by the way.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. Oh, God. Oh, man. That's fucking... That's horrible.
And there's one thing that's worse than Home.
Oh, Jesus.
One thing that's 10 times worse than PlayStation Home. In fact, it's where they get the idea from. Second Life.
Yeah, Second Life. I've been down that rabbit hole too.
I have been invited to sex clubs to be a vampire, to be a demon, to be a scaly or whatever the fuck they call it. It's like the Fury alternative to a reptile. Like, I'm like, fuck all these little game chat room things with avatars. They were fun, but the community has to fucking taint it every fucking.
Yeah,
I just gave up.
Yeah. I will literally say this, like, that I have seen a lot of weird shit in my lifetime, man, as far as that kind of shit. Second Life. I experienced Second Life, and I'm like, what's the whole appeal? So you escape your reality of your life to be something else. Like, it just makes no sense. It literally doesn't. Like, can you just go get real vagina in real life? Like, yeah?
Bro, like, thirsty is beyond. Dude. That's fucking dehydration, my dude. Like,
so I know we want a game for the next couple of hours, but we're gonna end it. We're gonna end it on that note. But I want to say this: thank you everybody for stopping in and chatting it up with us. I appreciate it. You guys mean a lot. The community of the Game Talks podcast is amazing. Shout out to Twisted Nation as well, another community. Stream and Chill as well. You guys are the ones that keep us going at this. Shout out to everybody that's rocked with us over the years. I want to thank you guys. Anything coming up from us, I believe we got a vaping channel coming up called The Vape Game, where we're going to be vaping and gaming and sharing a bunch of stuff. It's going to be an all-around channel.
Tips and tricks with the smock pin baby print stick.
Yep, that'll be fun. That'll be cool. I know Brimstone is working. We're working on getting that on everything down the road. We're going to be doing a lot of competitive gaming. Me and Brimstone are going to be playing Rainbow Six Siege,
I
Overwatch.
get to watch this guy through all of my competitive stuff to see if he can get into it or not.
I know I'm going to get into it, but I'm not going to be like super ultra competitive like some people. You know.
Oh, I am. I admit that I am, but like I said, I'll never yell at you.
No, I'm more of a casual competitive guy. Like, I do get serious on it, but I don't get AMPA serious over it. If I make low bronze, it's not like the end of the world to me. I just know I got to climb and get better. It's kind of like, I mean, if you want to talk about competitive, I was 1 point really ultra competitive at Overwatch. I've told him this story. But I climbed out of bronze into silver, close to silver, and people tanked. And that's what happened there. That was disappointing. But it'll be good to get back into those competitive scenes. I haven't played ranked anything since... no, I've been playing ranked. What am I talking about? Over Rocket League. I've been playing a lot of competitive on a Rocket League. I think me and you, twos, we were ultra competitive of not losing.
Bro, we were on a streak there in Rocket League to where, like, we got each other up to gold.
Yeah.
Like gold 2 or gold 3 or
so the vape game is happening. We're working on that now. That's happening. We're gonna be pretty much on everything. It's gonna be a little bit of everything. I want to say this. It's gonna be a little bit of everything. Vapes, games. Maybe we'll throw in some things we like to do in between all of it. But it's gonna be a fun time. It's kind of paying a little homage to what we used to do back in the day.
oh yeah.
Toned down, matured version of it. With some wacky shit. We're going to be doing some wacky shit.
There's going to be some drunk nights. There's going to be some... Yeah, you could guarantee there's going to be some drunk.
There's going to be some wacky shit. Yeah, I'm just going to put it that way. Also, we're bringing in sports games. Me and Brimstone have been going hard about that. Like Madden, FIFA, NHL, NBA, pro wrestling, Fire Pro Wrestling.
I'm looking at getting really into the NBA stuff again, the FIFA stuff, the football stuff. I haven't never played an NHL game, so it's going to be the first for me. So I'm going to try that out. The last hockey game, dude, that I ever played was Blades of Steel on Nintendo.
Oh, Jesus. That takes me way, way back, dude. Wayne Gretzky's hockey, dude, back in the day. Jesus. Man, I'm getting old. We'll put it that way. I'm getting old. Like, I'm like 2 years away from 30. It's crazy. I never thought that my life would go this quickly, that fast. Like, so much shit has happened in those amount of years.
You know what, though? Like, I wouldn't change any of it for, like, anything at all. Like, because we wouldn't end up where we're at right now. You know what I mean? Like, life, yeah, both of our lives have been kind of shit at the beginning. But, like, we have slowly evolved and changed the way we've thought about things. And we've talked a lot about how much we've changed throughout the years with each other, because like Bond, like I've known you for a very long time. You know? The Rev that I met back when I was in my early 20s versus where I'm at in my mid 30s are two completely different people. And it's the same with me. Like I'm completely different. Than
I'm
Tyler.
like a huge toned down version of I used to be a raving lunatic on the internet that everybody couldn't stand. Now everybody just wants to be around me because I'm so calm. To me anymore, I'll tell you guys, for me, I don't care what platform you play on. I don't care. I just game where my friends are at. I have a good time doing it. That's all I want to do.
Dude, and you know what? Even back then when we trolled, like we didn't even really care then. We just liked the responses. It was funny.
There's a lot of yeah, we did say Blade and Steel. Yeah. Blade of Steel.
Yeah, Blades of Steel, yeah. It's an old Nintendo hockey game.
Yeah. There was also the Hockey Olympics games. I played a lot of it on 64. But game on what you like. At the end of my thing is game on what you like. If you don't like what a platform's doing or a software, then don't buy into it. That's my thing. Vote with your wallet. I always preach that. Vote with your wallet. Oh, and people need to understand that not everybody's opinion is everybody's opinion. You know what I mean? If you don't like something, don't go around and give it, your opinion as, everybody's opinion. You know what I mean? Everybody sees the world differently. And that's the one thing I do preach a lot.
We've talked loosely about community game nights when we get bigger.
Yeah.
So that actually will be a thing again. It used to be a thing prior, but it sort of fell off because all of the members, they've gotten older, they got jobs now, they got families. So I'm looking to reach out to some of those guys to see if they got time, and if they do, we'll end up having Call of Duty nights. This guy said he's gonna go download America's Army soon. We're gonna play that.
We're gonna start with Overwatch first. We're gonna see.
Overwatch is gonna be the beginning. Siege. And then whatever else we decide on.
We got Gears of War 4, so stay tuned to our Twitches. Brimstone's on Twitch. Stay tuned to our Twitch.
For all we know, it might change. You know what I mean? Because Call of Duty is gonna be around the corner soon. So
it's
we're in as well as I do. We're gonna hit the shit out of that.
Well, we're in a tough spot because right now is a good time to finish out. Before the rest of the games come out next month. Starting next month is Madden, and then after that, it's that whole vicious cycle of all these new games coming out.
I need to finish my seasons. I started a bunch of seasons with NFL and FIFA and my NBA, so I need to finish those seasons.
And I need to go back to Road to the Show on MLB, this year's MLB 19, I think it is. Need to go back to it. Also, we have another friend that is kind of encouraged us to play more sports games called Coco Sports, so you guys can check him out. Shout out to him in the show. He's been really pushing Fire Pro Wrestling at me and Brimstone. Firing NHL, he wants more brethren to come join him, and that's kind of why we've been kind of teasing the sports thing a little bit more.
And you know what's funny is I could play the shit out of these sports games now that I've sort of gotten older. I can appreciate it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Where back then, you couldn't convince me to play a fucking Madden game or any of that shit. I would have told you no.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I don't fucking think so, dude. That shit's boring. I'll fall asleep. But now that they've evolved it to where they have campaigns and you can customize shit way more than you could back then, now it's piquing my interest.
So, just to let you guys know, things are happening. We're trying to get all the communities that we're a part of involved together, talking together, working hard on that to get some game nights going on. Because me and Brimstone play, and we're like, we need to get more people in here, so we can have a full squad, or we can have a private 8v8 against each other, or just shoot the shit and have a good time, or have a full squad for online mode.
I've thought about making a separate Discord for just competitive gaming.
Ouch.
Straight up, just competitive gaming. So that way we could be in our room and only people that are going to be there.
Sorry, I said ouch because my ass in this chair is falling asleep. Just saying, ouch. Ow.
Well, I have to go to the little boy's room, so whenever you want to end it is fine with me.
All right, so we're gonna go and play. Let's go over here. We're gonna hit us up with Searching Within. I'm gonna hit that XP Music, guys. Go check him out on YouTube. Check him out XP on Bandcamp as well. Go support him. He does a lot of music, guys. Go hit him up hard. Contribute to him, help him out. He's a really nice guy. He does a lot of work for a lot of us here. His music is cool. And he puts a lot of effort into it, just as much as the beginning, as you guys heard with Trey Hendricks, puts a lot of effort into it. So anyway, I'm going to leave it off with some XP gaming. So we're going to go to the web browser here. I'm going to end it here with some XP, and you guys all have a wonderful morning, day, and we will talk to you on the next episode. Peace out, and we'll see you guys later.